So howdy everyone. I hope everyone had a great week. And today is another day, and so we're just gonna get started with the chapter today. Today is chapter 27, 1976, and I'm still in Pensacola, Florida. So it's been about a year there. So and, looking back on these chapters, I guess a lot of stuff happened when I was there. So anyway, I debated on what to name this chapter because I really don't want to offend anyone. So to clarify, the title of this chapter is probably good for you to watch the whole chapter so it doesn't get weird for you. So anyway, I'm going to tell you what my initial name of the chapter was. My initial name of the chapter was, "Oh my God, I turned her into a lesbian." So there's a reason why I'm using that title. So bear with me. If you get to the end of the chapter, it all makes sense to you, okay? So I've forgotten how hot it could be in the South. I mean, it was a 90% humidity there in Pensacola, and it's just always sweltering. It's like so hot there you can cut it with a knife, as they say. So, things were going well, but the thing is I had a hard time finding musicians there, and you think that wouldn't be the case living in a southern town. You think they'd be all over the place, but for some reason, I don't know, I just had a hard time, finding them. So what I had to end up doing was picking up some sales jobs, and one of the sales jobs I got was at a place called the Police Benevolent Association, and it was a telephone sales job. I did a lot of telephone sales back in those days, and what my job was selling vacation packages to Vegas, and I just did it kind of to keep eating, having a place to live. So while I was on that job, I met this woman named Irma. And Irma was a sweetheart, a really nice girl. We had a lot of things in common. Mostly, we had music in common. She loved music. And so you can imagine with my history, we connected and hooked up eventually and became romantically involved. So the living situation with Vance, as you remember, my friend from Missouri, was getting a little strange. He was having a hard time, making a living there too, just for different reasons. I guess culture shock. But anyway, he had a hard time making a living and finding a job there also. So he decided to move back to Missouri, and I was left with no place to go because I couldn't obviously live in that apartment, by myself. So I talked to Irma, and Irma said, she asked me if I wanted to come live with her and her sister and her sister's boyfriend and their 13-year-old daughter. So knowing, what was going on in my living situation, she asked me if I wanted to do that, and I said, sure, great. I didn't have much of a choice, and I wasn't making enough money living by myself, so what the fuck. So I moved in with Irma and her extended family, and really, really nice group of people. And it was nice living there. It was I think it was like a 3 or 4 bedroom house, so it was nice. So while I was there, one day the phone rang, and it was Irma's sister picked up the phone, and she had a really weird look on her face, and she said to me, the phone call was about Irma got put in jail. And so I said, and of course I said, well, what happened? She said, well, Irma got caught in Safeway stealing a pack of bologna. And I'm going like, why? Why was she stealing a pack of bologna? And I said, that's really stupid. But we do stupid shit when we're 18, 19 years old. So anyway, so Irma got put in jail for doing that. They're brutal there. They don't play around in Florida, in those southern states. So she got put in jail for 30 days. And so every weekend I would go to the jailhouse to visit Irma. And she was in a cell with 5 other women. And of course, I was there visiting her, and all the other women in the cell were eyeing, Googling me. And, I can imagine, you probably get, pretty horny in there. And so obviously some very horny women, in the jail with Irma. Uh, and so after Irma's 30-day stint in the big house, Irma was released. So after she got out, I remember one night, Irma and I were just laying there talking about, what happened in jail and everything. And she mentioned one woman that she became close to named Carol. So Carol and her became friends. And Carol was in the joint because she had stolen her ex-husband's, I think it was a Camaro or what was it? A Corvette. That's what it was. She stole her husband's Corvette and wrecked it. So they tossed her butt in jail, right? And so she told me that Carol was going to be getting out in a couple of days, and she needed a place to live or stay for a little bit. And so she said, sure, yeah, you can come stay with me. And she says, she told me that Carol was really hot for me, right? And that she wanted to have sex with me. So Irma says, so what do you think? So, okay, folks, so keep in mind, I'm 19 years old. I thought about it for about a nanosecond. I go, sure, why not? So Irma was one of the kindest and sweetest people, I came to know. And so what she did was, in the back of the house, there was this, small enclosure, a garage, so to speak. And Irma went back there and made a really nice space. She put, she had another mattress. She put some candles down, some lighting in there, and just made it really comfortable, for us to hook up, so to speak. And to be honest, it was nothing that memorable. I'm just trying to help a friend out. What can I say? So sometime later, Irma and I started working together in a restaurant. I was pretty much a dishwasher at the time, and she was one of the cooks. And so one day, Irma and I were having a break, and we're sitting there, and all of a sudden we see Carol walk in, and Carol was with another woman. And they were, they're pretty affectionate. They were hugging and kissing on each other and everything. And so I looked at Irma and I said, oh my God, I turned Carol into a lesbian. So anyway, that's the story. So anyway, again, folks, I hope you're enjoying it. And, we got a few chapters left. Oh, I also want to tell you really quickly, my other Facebook site is called Anatomy of the Song. I'm strongly considering doing some Facebook tutorials and some different stuff on that site. So, keep watching, and I'll give you the information when I get up and running. I'm really excited about that, sharing some musical ideas, some concepts, and some, like I said, some live tutorials, music and playing stuff. So anyway, have a wonderful day, and you guys, take care, be safe out there. Bye.